The Orioles in pitching, okay? Their starting staff has been the big part where they haven't gotten deeper into games, Zach. So I actually wanted to play this clip from Jim Palmer about talking about how to pitch in certain sequences and situations. I want to play that clip, and then we're going to react on the other side of it.
Earl Weaver always talked about it. That guy throws the unexpected. Well, if you're not going to be overpowering, throw the unexpected. Pitch to both sides of the plate. They don't teach that anymore. I talked to Drew French, who did a great job as our first-year pitching coach last year in 2024. I said, and they asked me, your dad got guys to come down to spring training this year. I said, so if I come down, can I teach them to throw the ball low and away? He said, Jim, the average major league pitcher misses their target by 9 inches. And then I watched the video the other day. It's about 12 and a half inches. So the plate's 17 inches wide. And if, in the old days, you lived on the corners.
Yep.
You threw strike one away. That was the Oriole. If you pitched for the White Sox and Johnny Sane, it was kind of like today, spin the ball, but George Bamberger was, can you stay out of the middle of the plate? And now it's, okay, how hard do I throw? Can I pitch to both? Do I throw strikes? Yeah. We were talking about Batista. He doesn't need, he was always overpowering. So probably going to have a little problem because he's not a guy that's going to make quality pitches. So if he doesn't get back to 99 or whatever, or if the split stays up or whatever, he probably won't be as overpowering. Hopefully, when he gets, better feel with.
So right there, Jim talks about, the ability to pitch from side to side. And the game has changed. So I want people to understand this isn't me going back, well, the old way is better than the new way. It's just different. But the concept that plays, try to create the unexpected and figure out what works for you. And you got to pitch accordingly. Not everyone is overpowering. That's still true. Mm-hmm. Players have caught up to velo. It's different if you can throw 100 if you throw 93, 94. There's a big difference. You got to know how to locate your stuff, and you got to be able to keep hitters off balance. Felix Batista, they do set up middle of the plate. Why? You throw 100 and he misses it, 6 inches one way, 6 inches another way, still hard to hit 100. And then he has that splitter that is devastating, and therefore he's able to make up some ground because he has 2 pitches he can go off of there. But other pitchers, and I'm looking at it right now, Dean's a guy that has good stuff, but it doesn't have the overpowering where he can get away with things at all. Right now, and that's been something with Dean. Dean's not walking a lot of guys. He's not. He's thrown 14 innings. He's walked 3 batters. Problem is, he's given up 21 hits.
Yeah.
So there's pitches in the zone. He sometimes has been a little bit unlucky, but he's going to have to do a better job of trying to put some guys away. But then on the flip side, though, if you walk guys, that's where problems can be more, are going to be glaring. Charlie Morton has 8 walks.
Yeah.
His first 3 outings. He
5
was not
of which came in the last outing. And we talked about, if you watched his last outing, it wasn't that, he gave up the 2 home runs and, but only reason they were backbreaking is because they were multi-home run, it was 2-run shots because of walks. If you can't command the zone, if a guy hits a single off you, that's going to happen. If you put the guy on, that's different.
Yeah. And just like this whole conversation, Mouse Talk, thank you for the comment. But don't you feel like pitchers sacrifice command for velocity? Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And that is a conversation of knowing what you have to be, and Jim Thome said, the quote was, know thyself. Charlie Manuel, old manager for the Phillies, was hitting coach with Jim Thome as well when he's coming up through the system. That was a conversation, is you got to figure out what works for you. And yes, guys are saying, hey, if you can throw for velo and you have a good breaking ball that can spin, throw that and don't be as worried about being as precise. The reality is some guys you have to be precise. And the best ones, though, if you have the skill and you're precise, you're going to get away with more. We mentioned Spencer Strider earlier. Spencer Strider, when he throws 100, I know there's a stat there on how many extra base hits he allows on a pitch of 100 over the part of the plate. It's low, and he can get away with that. But that's his specific case. Same can probably be said about Felix Bautista and anybody else in that situation. But other pitchers, that's the majority, you're going to have to be able to keep hitters off balance, because at the end of the day, this is what baseball should be no matter what. I don't care. The goal is to get guys out. You get them out. I don't care how you do it. You do it and you do it well. There should be a spot on anybody's roster because that's what you need.